This week, asbestos-contaminated play sand still safer than that real sand on Adelaide beaches. Westfield Marion escalators in full working order for a record 12 minutes. And Tom Coots and Tonus recalls arriving at my 10th birthday party.
I eventually found a car park and I walked as far as I could and had a look, and there was no one around. It was heartbreaking.
From the city that still celebrates the genius of a man who drew some squares on a map and called it a city, it's the Adelaide Mail Weekend Review. I'm Trent Bartlett, and joining me is the man who, according to a rumour I'm starting, was the other mastermind behind Sarah Games' abortion bill, failed abortion bill. It's Dan Schmidt, Daniel Mark Schmidt. Hello.
Hello. I was just in it for the punting, to be honest with you, which we covered last week. Look, I was trying to rig it, somehow have come out $700 down and pregnant. So I don't know what's gone on there, but everything has rapidly backfired on me with Sarah Games' bill.
How's your week been?
Week's been fantastic. Aside from the third trimester, blues that I'm getting, everything's been fine.
Hey, before we get into it tonight, I was listening to 5AA Breakfast, as I am wont to do. Thank you so much. I'm a masochist, as we've established. Wanted to share a pearl of wisdom that I heard on the Brecky Show in an interview with the Mitcham Mayor. Her name is Dr. Heather Holmes-Ross. She was being interviewed mostly by Pembo about ratepayer-funded travel.
Okay.
She wanted to share this nugget of wisdom.
It's rude for you to be rude.
It's rude. It's rude for you to be rude. So that's, I think, just...
By very definition, it is rude for you to be rude. Unless you're in a ska band, when it's good to be rude. But they're two different things.
You want to get into
it? Ska? Yes, let's go. Give me those headlines.
Yeah. So let's rank our favourite waves of ska.
Ooh.
Number one is Third, obviously.
Of course.
For me.
Pick it up.
Last week, SA Liberal candidate Beck Sutton posted an Instagram story celebrating the opening of Western Hospital's new cancer clinic, showing cancer advocate Kelly Finlayson's cutting a ceremonial ribbon surrounded by VIPs and officials. Now, you'd think at such an opening of such an important piece of infrastructure in the state's health system, you would have... Who would you have there? You would have the state's health minister.
You would have to have...
like first cab off the rank.
Honourable Chris Picton, of course, yeah. You'd assume one would be there.
And yet, according to a photo that Beck Sutton posted on her Insta story, Health Minister Chris Picton is not present. Okay. Instead, the ribbon was cut using a, what I'm describing as a giant cartoon pair of scissors. So this is the photo for those who are watching.
I can see Chris Picton there.
That's Chris Picton there. So that's not the photo that made it onto Liberal candidate Beck Sutton's Instagram story. I think in some stellar digital content work, he's been photoshopped out and replaced with a giant cartoon pair of scissors. This is the photo that made it onto her story.
Okay. Well, it's not even like he was at the edge and they've just cropped him out, which with an Insta story you could almost understand, saying, look, the width, the ratio, I'm sorry you didn't make it, Chris. But this one, that's a full airbrush job, isn't it?
But I think they've used AI. But they've gone into Photoshop and told whatever poor, intern or just the kid who's good with computers who's been put on the social media role. Can you put this up, but take Chris out of it, please? Picton told the advertiser, if only the Liberals could airbrush away their dodgy costings and internal divisions. That's a zinger.
That's pretty good. He had another zinger, an even better one. Yeah. What was the next line? Read it out for me.
I haven't got the next... Do you have it in front of you?
The next line, not in front of me, but it was something like along the lines of, which is get the applause button ready. I know Photoshop can sometimes be used to take off a few kilos, but this is ridiculous. So that's pretty good. Good friend of the Adelaide Mail too, Chris Picton. He's a fast runner, I tell you that much.
What's he doing?
Maybe he
What's his,
was just
what's
running
his
out of this
splits?
photo. Maybe that's why they couldn't. Maybe this was a photo. He was just going so fast they couldn't.
Yeah, if you look
catch
really closely, there's kind of a smoke outline of him. Sutton, who was running for the seat of Colton, confirmed that Picton's own Instagram account viewed the post, which she felt was important to drop. Like, yeah, I see you creeping, Chris.
Obviously,
Picton.
someone sent it to him, being like, "Weren't you the guy standing here where there's a big gap?" So he's seen it. Obviously,
I remember you being there and not the giant pair of cartoon scissors. She fired back that if this was what Picton was worried about, no wonder we've had 41 months of the worst ramping on record under Labor, which, like, you did it. You photoshopped him out of it. Like, sure, yep. It's a false equivalency, I'm going to say, but you did it. There's bigger fish to fry, but you did Photoshop him out of the thing and then call him out for viewing your story.
Which obviously someone sent to him saying like, yeah, you've been photoshopped out of this, have a look. That is hilarious. And another AI blunder by the SA Liberals is we got to start a tally, I think.
I liked it better when they just used AI to cover up, like cocaine usage or to prepare falsified documents for parliamentary consideration.
Have they blamed the stealing of the $400,000 from a children's charity on AI yet, or has that guy been done? I can't remember. Anyway.
I think that was AI actually. That was a chat GPT blunder.
Bit of I want some of that money.
I think what's happened here is that Sutton's office have used Photoshop's generative AI, like their generative fill function, to replace Picton.
Right.
I've played around with it, and it doesn't do a very good job. Like, I tried to kind of replicate the results. I couldn't get it as impressive as what Beck Sutton's office were able to do, but here's what happened when I asked Photoshop's AI to remove that man from the photo, which it did.
Well, in a sense,
it removed a man from the photo. I was like, okay, it technically did the job. It removed the man from the photo.
Is that Penny Wong now? What's going on there?
it's some other guy.
Okay.
So I tried again. I got more specific. I was like, remove the man and don't just replace him with another man. This was the result.
Who's that now? That's Sarah Gay?
I don't know. Like, Photoshop has taken some liberties. That is a woman with what can only be described as a haircut.
Okay.
So it's a smart ass.
Luckily they got those giant scissors there to get on top of that.
I thought, fine, you're a smart ass. I'll ask you to do some comedy for us. I said, remove the man, replace it with the most unlikely person to be standing there in some sort of official elected capacity. And this is what it gave us.
Very good, Trent Bartlett. Very good. Yeah.
Well, no, it's all Photoshop. I thought, finally, what if they, engage me in a hypothetical here, Photoshop AI. What if David Spears was never replaced as leader of the opposition? Then what would that opening have looked like?
Oh, brilliant. It's a white Christmas all around for the health system.
All AI, though.
All AI.
It's all deep fakes. Did you hear about this out of Mount Gambier, Dan? A 19-year-old woman has faced court after allegedly sticking large googly eyes on Mount Gambier's divisive $136,000 blue blob statue. It's a public artwork that's been the subject of heated community debate since its installation in July. Prosecutors say the act caused $1,800 worth of damage due to the glue residue and chip paint, and alleged that the woman was recklessly indifferent about whether the googly eyes would damage the artwork. She did not enter a plea, but launched a GoFundMe the same day seeking $900 for legal fees, saying she's young and unemployed. She's now, as of, I checked last on Friday night, it's now Sunday, she's raised $1,700. So people are getting around the GoFundMe. The artists behind the sculpture say it's inspired by fossilized megafauna and Mount Gambier's Blue Lake, while the mayor condemned the vandalism, saying disagreement with public art doesn't justify damaging it. I say she improved it.
I saw it. I thought it was certainly an improvement. I'm not saying what she did was right at all. Not hard to improve, by the way. But then did you see once they had taken off the googly eyes, obviously they'd got the guy to come out or the person to come out and spray the area where it's been damaged. But like the area they wanted to spray was like when you get your car door like nicked in a car park or something, like, oh, I wonder how much this will be to, buff out kind of thing. And like, we're going to have to replace the whole door, the boot too, that's going to have to go. So I think there's a bit of generosity in that quote, which is, standard for these things.
Mate, you're going to need a whole new public artwork. This is a new blob. You're in new blob territory here.
Now, I know a guy. He can do a pigeon. He can do a pig. Whatever you want.
Back in Adelaide, a Norwood St. Louis dessert cafe is the latest business to have fallen foul of a counterfeit money scam that's going around. Have you copped any counterfeit money?
No, and I certainly haven't been dishing them out around Norwood, if that's what you're asking.
I wasn't. Channel 7 has the story.
A man handed over 2 fake $100 notes at St. Louis at Norwood on a busy Saturday night.
Just off the top, how are you dropping $200 at St. Louis?
Think about that. That's a lot of churros.
That's my first question.
They're not that expensive from memory either. He must have got a lot of extra sides with it, and by the time you'd have to spend a lot of time there to use your money at St. Louis of all places, use it
of all places,
use it with someone who can't report the crime, one of someone's mates.
Yeah, no repercussions ever come from ripping off a drug dealer. The story continues.
The customer had been flirting with the worker and even gave her his phone number.
There you go.
There you go. Right.
So he's pulling out the moves. He's got some riz. Surely that's just part of the game, though. That's part of his act. It's a distraction thing. Just you've got
to engage in the conversation to a bit of back and forth, bit of banter. Was it the real phone number? Do we find that out?
Well, surely he wouldn't have given over his real phone number.
But when staff called him later, he apologised for using the notes, but never came back.
Well, it's nice that he apologised.
Well, it's nice. Is she still single, though? Does she still want to go out with me? Because I'll meet her down at the Colonist. I can buy her 40 pints because I got $200 here, ready to go for her. And yes, it was a slight Italian accent because it was from Norwood. I apologise.
Did you ever? You've worked in retail in the Northeast. Did you ever fall foul of? He was a man we dubbed at Big WT Tree Plaza the $100 man, which is.
I remember you telling me this story.
It's like a low rent $1 million man, but I would like the nickname. If you're a crook and you nickname the $100 man, it's like you could do a lot worse. He would come in and generally target the most inept-looking teenagers standing behind a counter. So,
Yeah.
And he would buy something small and then pay with $100 cash, but bamboozle the person working behind the counter with just like a request to actually no, can I have it all in fives? And those rolls of 5-cent coins, can you give me some of those in there as well? And it would be like this whole long process. Never got his number.
No, see, that's the...
I did
that's
get ripped off.
It's a smart crook. Because, yeah, I remember you telling me this story. You're like, he came up to me, gave me the $100 note to pay for something small, like a Mars bar, and he's like, oh, no, actually, I'm going to get this as well, which was another small item.
Yeah.
So I'll give you this. Yeah, and it was a big, slight trickery of hand. And he said he basically profited $96 or something like that. So, yeah, smart move.
It was a regular
and a couple
Chris
of Mars
Angel.
bars. Yeah.
Yeah. And my phone number. He did the switcheroo. Finally this week, with apologies to ABC Radio Adelaide's Jules Schiller and Sonia Feldhoff.
We love them.
They've had their own Oscars moment in the worst possible way. This one may be more high profile with the amount of coverage that it seems to have gotten over the past week, but it was at the announcement of the 2026 Senior South Australian of the Year. So here's how it played out. Jules and Sonia started out by announcing who they thought to be the winner of the award, Malcolm Benoy. He came up on stage, accepted the award.
2026 Senior South Australian of the Year for South Australia is Malcolm Benoy. Congratulations, Malcolm. The judges are conferring for a second. Is this like the Oscars?
It is a little bit like the Oscars.
A little bit like the Oscars.
Now, it's a little bit like the Oscars. So we're watching a TikTok from 9 News Adelaide there, which is where I spend most of my time. It does look like Malcolm was up on stage accepting the award while Sonia and Jules conferred over whether it was correct or not.
Yeah, it looks like Jules and Sonia, lovely people, have been given, from what I can see, have been given the wrong note and are now being told that, oh no, it's meant to be going to someone else. And look, sometimes stereotypes exist for a reason. If this was the Youth Awards of South Australia, would this happen? Sometimes seniors get confused. You know, they open the envelope, it's, $500 worth of iTunes cards addressed to the ATO. That's what's going on here.
A Senior Australian of the Year is, in fact...
James. Is it James?
It is James.
James Curry.
James Curry.
So Jules just going in on a first name basis to start with. Is James in the room?
Got him up.
Where's James? Then, before James is actually able to accept his award...
Just hold. We need to hold for a second. It's a bit like a quiz show when needs to go upstairs.
Okay.
Oh, this guy's getting mad.
All right, we're moving along as we hear this now. Apparently, it's our notes that are incorrect. And let's scrub the last 5 minutes. Let's start all over again. Let's open the card again and announce that the 2026 Senior Australian of the Year for South Australia is Mac Benoy. Let's do that.
So he got to accept the award twice.
Oh, that's fine.
I guess.
I mean, poor James should be given something, though. Maybe a couple of $100 notes.
So I do think a few days later, it was announced that the votes were actually tied, and they do both get an award now.
Okay.
Kind of like a participation prize, which if I know seniors, they will not be happy about.
In my day, no second prizes. Not everyone got a trophy.
A little later on, so none of the, I will say, I feel really bad for Sonia and Jules throughout this. Obviously, they've been handed the wrong notes by someone. I think it was the organizer of the event or the CEO jumped up on stage at some stage. Not necessarily, it didn't come across like he was absolving Jules and Sonia. It was sort of like the press release was correct and the winner was correct. I don't know what happened. But I think Sonia was also befuddled by some shoddy research as well.
Is there that much stress in meteorology normally?
I cannot say anything about meteorology because I'm not a meteorologist.
Oh, not what you need.
Now, in fairness, he works in the meteorology office He's surrounded by meteorologists, so maybe he was just fearful of their wrath if he called himself meteorologist and then rocked up at work on Monday morning to a bunch of very scary meteorologists.
Get him!
Well. Consider yourself one of us now, do you? Have you ever had this sort of gaffe?
I have had this sort of gaffe, actually. I was presenting at I used to work in mental health for a long time, and our chief psychiatrist at the time, I was going around the room thanking everyone, and the chief psychiatrist, the most important person in the organisation, I said, I'd like to thank Dr. Cooper. And Cooper was not their last name. It was similar to that last name, but it was not their last name. So that's
you
probably
were
not
just thinking of Dr. Harry Cooper,
I was thinking
TV
of
vet.
Dr. Tim Cooper's, because I was drunk on beer.
I emceed a wedding once, and I was also drunk on beer.
Good.
And got to the part of the night where you're doing the speeches, and I was introducing the parents of, in this case, one of the parents of the groom was going to give a speech. Now, the groom did not know who his father was, and I think that was no secret. His dad was not in his life growing up. His mum very much was, and she was there. And she was about to give a speech. So I decided to introduce the father of the groom to a very baffled room of people who knew very well that either he's made a mistake here, this MC, or he's just pulled off one of the great coups by tracking down this man's long estranged father.
It was James Curry all along. James, get up here, mate.
It was Dr. Cooper.
Well, that's worse than mine.
Well, yeah, that is worse. That's all I've got for this week, Dan. So I guess I'll leave you with a little nugget of wisdom, unless
Please
you have
do.
anything further to add.
I do. If the lady from St. Louis, Norwood, is single and would like a man with 3 $100 bills, give me a call on 0438 I'll leave it there.
He's reading his actual number out. And remember, until next time.
It's rude for you to be rude.